Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Gemini, August 18, 2022. You're focusing on building your resources and developing your talents or putting them to work for you. The Sun and Jupiter are heading into alignment, and you can feel the fresh motivation to get on top of things. It's a good time to take stock of where you're at in a business venture or with your finances and resources. You may very well discover a resource or talent that has been dormant or left unnoticed. Be generous and high-minded for best results now, as these are the better traits of Jupiter that help you attract success. Overdoing things is Jupiter's downfall but can be avoided with conscious effort. Fortunately, you're feeling more confident about your ability to manifest your desires. This can also be a curious, connected day with the moon in your communications sector all day. You're spending time with friends and airing out your dirty laundry with regards to love and romance. On another note, others of you could be choosing to keep a romantic interest yourself, at least for the time being. For instance, the moon will enter warrior-like Taurus today, which, in turn, brings emphasis and clarity to themes surrounding your future aspirations and sense of belonging in the world. Some of you could be giving your current love situation a lot of thought, especially with Mars and Venus transiting through your 12th house of secrets, inhibitions, and all things behind the scenes. Take your time. How can you show up authentically but professionally? Ideally, you should be able to rock your own natural self while still being taken seriously by other professionals. If you have been wondering how to bridge the gap between professionalism and individualism, today's conjunction between Mercury and Saturn in Aquarius could help. Your mind may become disciplined with maturity, as you may see how you could present yourself as someone to take seriously without sacrificing your personality for the sake of professionalism. It may help to talk to a trusted colleague to get a second opinion. With your nose for money still sharp as the moon not only left your income sector but wrapped up the new moon this had created, the Sun and Venus come together. It has been 12 years since the Sun and Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion, last aligned in your income sector, with the solar spotlight shining directly on a sense of what's possible. You've still got the itch towards self-improvement as the days get rolling. Sweet talk a friend into joining a gym or taking a class with you. The patience you have inside comes from deep down in your gut, and you may find yourself digging around in there today. Situations may get sticky, and your usual ways of getting through to people may appear, suddenly, to be useless. Be patient with others, the situation, and above all with yourself. Remember that it's not up to you to work everything out. Do what you can for yourself. When the going gets tough, the tough do yoga. You can expect this to be a productive day. With a day happening, getting down to work will be something you look forward to. Don't hesitate if there are some chores that require sweat and muscle. You'll have the energy to get things underway. And if it's brainwork that your schedule holds, have no fear in this area as well. A sharp mind and able body are both commonplace when a day takes hold. Have at it. The moon has joined Mars in his final days in a nostalgic and reflective part of your chart and of the wind down of a 2-year Mars cycle. With the moon and Mars both returning to Gemini in 2 days, in time to ensure you are emotionally and intuitively engaged as you move into a new 2-year Mars cycle, there will be time then to both look to and embrace the future. For now, this might take the wind out of your sails, but a perceived lack of motivation is simply a call to make the most of a chance to catch your breath. At the same time that pressure on the Sun in your communication sector is lifting, Venus, the planet of love, is benefiting from any holes that this has put in old communication barriers. This is giving Venus and the first full week of her mission to give your heart and your relationships a voice, a boost, just as her friendly aspect to lucky Jupiter is doing the same. Our eyes in the sky. You should be feeling emotionally refreshed and ready to take on the world. The energy here is great for starting new projects, so if you've been putting aside certain tasks, now would be the time to pick them up and execute your plans. This energy likes to move, so you'll likely get a boost to your endurance as well. Your desire for adventure is highlighted now, which could lead to an impulsive excursion away from home. Humor your whims today, fleeting as they may be, and don't be afraid to step out of your normal routine. This afternoon, the moon cozies up to healing asteroid Chiron, and this aspect could go one of two ways. You could do a really great job of putting someone else's needs ahead of your own, which could in turn leave you with the short end of the stick. Or you could finally give yourself permission to be a little bit selfish. This is the time to think about what you want and then act on it. It might feel unnatural to be so self-serving, but we all need to take time out for ourselves now and again. Just remember to be gentle with others when you're letting them know it's all about you right now. While your attention will be drawn in many directions today, the most urgent is Venus and Mars' last full day in your career sector. Having the moon in Taurus as Venus and Mars spend their last full day in a competitively charged part of your chart and prepare to move to a more social and serendipitous part tomorrow is a huge advantage. The planets of love and passion are as tightly aligned now as they have been, and thanks to the moon you are emotionally engaged. It is an especially quiet day astrologically, as the Taurus moon makes no aspects until it links up with wounded healer asteroid Chiron afternoon. This transit stimulates insecurities, forcing us to become our own emotional support system. In the past, especially in our formative years, a fear of rejection caused us to shy away from expressing some facet of our identity. Perhaps we were deemed too loud, too opinionated, or accused of taking up too much space. We might have had interests or ambitions that clashed with familial expectations or ostracized us from our peers. As children, we internalized these complaints and associated them with a lack of safety. The message: if we are our authentic selves, others will abandon us. At this juncture, events occur which provoke familiar anxieties. The moon and Chiron are currently the only planets transiting a fire sign, and burning feelings of anger and resentment could flare up seemingly out of nowhere, directed at those who unknowingly poke old wounds. Although our frustrations are valid, perpetuating harm is no way to reconcile our past. In fact, through these confrontations, we become more practiced at supporting and healing the inner child who craves validation. Be your own best cheerleader now. It is our birthright to express ourselves, take action, and forge new paths, no matter how loud we are or who we might disturb in the process. It is not our responsibility to make ourselves palatable for others, and rectifying this ideology helps us attract true friends and allies. Asking for advice from a trusted source regarding our finances will prove helpful, as they will be able to give us insight and information on the best ways in which we can boost our capital and dividends. On the emotional front, this astrological energy will bring new life to our romantic situations and partnerships. The caveat is that Mars, who is a Libra, shares a minor connection with Neptune, who is retrograde in Pisces. That will make it hard for us to make decisions. Instead of moving forward, it's a good time to reflect on the investments before we commit fully to making them. The lesson of the day is to slow down and to contemplate as to what the best choices for us will be. Seeking advice will be beneficial, as long as it's a trusted source who we know won't lead us astray from the best opportunities and results.